I'm so thankful for what God is doing. I won't be before you long, so I took some notes so I know exactly where I'm going. As he said before, we had an opportunity to take an A.I.M training trip. If you've never heard of A.I.M, it's short for Associates in Missions. They're also linked with AYC, Apostolic Youth Corps, and Next Step. And what this does is it's a program for young people, adults, seniors to go and actually work hands-on with a missionary or a national church. So you're not even really going as like a preacher or anything like that, but you're going to be an extra set of hands. Does that make sense? An extra pair of hands. So I was so thankful that I had the opportunity to go, and I learned so much. You know, when I got there, well, before I got there, I was like, okay, I feel this is just going to be like general conference, missions night on a bigger scale. But it was totally opposite of that. The whole time we were there, we prayed and we wept. Oftentimes when you go to a conference, you know, you're rejoicing, you're shouting, they're talking about the blessings of God. But the whole 3 days that we were there, we prayed and we wept. What did we weep for? We wept for nations. We wept for people all over the globe who has yet to hear about the amazing saving message of Jesus Christ. We wept for missionaries who are probably going through strains and things like that, who need encouragement. We wept for them. Upon my time there, Brother David Bernard had an opportunity to speak. And one of the most powerful things he said was, now is the time for revival. It's not tomorrow. It did happen yesterday, but even now is the time for revival. So that really encouraged my heart. Another thing I learned that kind of shocked me, because honestly, I really thought that there was a missionary on every single country around this globe. And I've come to find out that that is not true. About 24 countries have yet to have an apostolic voice on their land. And that was another thing that we began to pray and cry out and say, God, send someone. I hope someone has a heart to go. Brother Howell taught something, said, there's a time to be silent, and then there's a time to make some noise. And sometimes we can, you know, out of no disrespect, but sometimes we can get so caught up in the shouting of our worship, the good times that we're having in an AC-filled building, that we forget to turn it down just a little bit for us to hear the voice of someone who does not have that across the globe. That's something that stuck out to me ever so much. I told Pastor when I came back, one thing that I was approached with, I had a great opportunity to meet the board of people who signed my A.I.M application. And the first thing they said was, well, what church do you go to? Well, I go to Pastor Blankenship. I know him. He's a giver of missions. So I give God praise, church. They know who we are. They know the work that you've done. They know the sacrifice that this church has made for missions. And I mean, I was proud. I was like, yeah, Blankenship representative, that is me in all things and such like that. But to conclude with my testimony about what I learned at missions conference is that, church, you make a difference. I understand not all of us is in the position to get on a plane and actually go. Our hearts want to, but maybe circumstances don't allow you to do that. But that's where our pennies, our nickels, our dimes, our dollars, our thousands begin to speak for us. They become boots on the ground on our behalf. And so at missions, we learned some people are not going to be able to go exactly, but your money can go to support someone who can make a difference on the ground. So I'm absolutely so thankful for that opportunity that I had to go to actually be trained on how I can wash dishes, clean toilets. So y'all thought I was going to say something like big. No, as an A.I.M-er, you wash dishes, you clean toilets, you do Sunday school, you cut the grass, because we're just an extra set of hands for ministers who are already there. So church, be encouraged. You make a difference, and God is going to continue to do revival in our world. Thank you.